Welcome to the Grotto of Our Lady of Lourdes. My name is Sarah and I'm from Idaho. We're standing here today on the banks of the St. Mary's and St. Joseph's Lake. Our founder, Father Soren, made many trips to France in the early history of our school. On many of these trips, he would visit the grotto in France where Mary appeared to St. Bernadette. He would see the thousands of pilgrims, and he knew that he wanted to build a place like this on campus for the Notre Dame students. And so in 1896, they built this 1/7 replica of the grotto at Lourdes, using 2-ton boulders from the South Bend farmlands area and 1 small rock from the original grotto in France. You can see this rock directly below the statue of Mary. This is a very popular place for all kinds of visitors and alumni and students. The rosary is said daily at 6:45 p.m., and on special occasions there are masses here. But no matter what time of day or night you come, you can always find people here praying and lighting candles and offering intentions. For a student, the most popular times to come are during exam weeks and also big football games. During senior commencement week, there's a very important last event called the Senior Last Visit to the Grotto. It's one of the most special times where you make your last trip with songs and prayer with your whole class to the grotto. For many alumni, the grotto is the first place they'll visit when they return to campus, and the last place they'll visit before they leave.
message changes all things. One place, however, has sustained a spirit and a tradition for so long that its story has evolved into legend.
Texas' 30-game winning streak with a 24-11 victory. Here's the action. Brooks on the pitch.
Notre Dame's victory over Army in 1924 is remembered not so much for what happened on the field, but how the game was described. by the legendary sports writer Grantland Rice. In his first year as head coach, Newt Rockne had started 4 sophomores in the offensive backfield. Harry Stuhldreher played quarterback. Don Miller was the right halfback. Jim Crowley the left halfback. And Elmer Layden played fullback. All were quick off the snap and possessed outstanding speed and moves in the open field. The nation knew Rockne had a great team in 1924, but the Army game in New York City, played in front of over 55,000 fans at the Polo Grounds, catapulted the team into football immortality. For the record, Notre Dame won 13-7 over the Cadets, but it wasn't until Sunday morning that the full force of the game was felt. The New York Herald-Tribune had assigned Rice to cover the game, and as he sat in the press box, he wrote what has become the most famous passage in sports journalism. Outlined against the blue-gray October sky, the 4 horsemen rode again. In dramatic lore, they are known as famine, pestilence, destruction, and death. These are only aliases. Their real names are Stuhldreher, Miller, Crowley, and Layden. Credit must also be given to Rockne's publicity aide, George Strickler. Strickler posed the players in full uniform atop 4 horses. The wire services picked up the now famous photo, and the legendary status of Stuhldreher, Miller, Crowley, and Layden was assured. All 4 players were eventually elected to the College Football Hall of Fame, and Notre Dame won the national championship, completing an unbeaten season which included a win over Stanford in the Rose Bowl.
Remember this whole life through that tomorrow there will be more to do, and failure waits for all who stray, with some success made yesterday. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is the future.
Those are the words Ara Parseghian would tell his team after their biggest victories. And for a coach whose name at Notre Dame remains golden, the victories were many, shaped by dedication and dignity.
Ara was one of the greatest coaches and gentlemen who has ever graced a sideline in college football.
When you think about Ara Parseghian, you think about a guy that wins, a guy that does everything with class, there's never been a scandal, great character, great integrity, a great person.
He doesn't have a political bone in his body. He's going to tell you the way it is, and I just think that that's so refreshing today.
The era of Ara, as it is now called, began in 1964, when the Irish had not had a winning season in 5 years.
You know, you get kicked around and you lose. Pretty soon you believe you're a loser. The biggest problem was to reinstill a lost confidence by the players.
The turnaround began behind future Heisman winner John Hewart at quarterback. Parseghian went 9-1 in his first season. 2 years later, in 1966, the Irish won the national championship. In 1973, the Irish were looking to achieve a perfect season and a national championship when they met Alabama in the Sugar Bowl. With the fourth quarter winding down, Parseghian rolled the dice on 3rd and long.
Clements coming up is a pass, and he's got his man.
He was innovative, and he wasn't afraid to take a risk, and he believed in his players.
The Irish, coached by Ara Parseghian, are national champions.
He retired a season later, but his standing in college football never faded. Within the sport, more than his 170 career wins and his 2 national titles, Ara Parseghian will be remembered for restoring the luster to the Golden Dome and returning Notre Dame to its football glory.
Toss and elected to defer, and now they start from the 12 with Ismail up the middle. He is gone, unless there's a flag behind him. No flags. Touchdown.
The Rockets back for it. He's at the 9, to the 10. Gets to the 15, the 20, 25, out of the pack, 30, 35. Goodbye, baby. At the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Bye-bye, Rocket touchdown. Irish.
Anniversary of one of the darkest days in sports history. Legendary Notre Dame football coach Knute Rockne died in a plane crash 90 years ago today. The plane crashed in a wheat field in Kansas, killing Rockne and 7 others. The Rock was one of the most famous people in America when he died. His death was a national tragedy. His funeral at the Basilica of the Sacred Heart was the first funeral ever broadcast nationally on radio. He's buried at Highland Cemetery in South Bend. He led Notre Dame to 105 wins and 3 national championships. May he rest in peace.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, there are some things that never change. Notre Dame still has the best band and the most beautiful cheerleaders in the country. And how great it is to be back here with our championship football team. And I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the love and the feeling on that team, we won because of that love. They don't love one another because they won. They won because they believed in Notre Dame. The one thing I'm proud of is we talked about the love of Notre Dame and what a special place it is and how fortunate we are to be associated with it. And I remember before the Miami game, we had a luncheon, 3,000 people. I go in there, the first thing that happens, the priest gets up. He said, before I give invocation, Coach Holtz, I want you to know, I'm a Catholic priest. I'm the team chaplain for the University of Miami football team, and God doesn't care who wins this game. Let us pray. When he got done, I got up and I said, Father, I agree with you. God does not care who wins this game, but I want to promise you, his mother does. I can't tell you how proud I am of the coaches like Barry Alvarez going on to great success, Jim Strong being one of the most successful real estate people, Tony Yelovich, a permanent fix here at Notre Dame. It goes on and on. But also the success our football players have had after their football life was over, what they've done as fathers, as husbands, and more importantly, or equally important, is good, solid citizens. And I am proud to be here. It's just special. I also want you to know how proud I am of Brian Kelly. There's not a better coach in the country for Notre Dame than Brian Kelly. I think this football team, and I told him today, I think it's one of the best in the country. There's no doubt in my mind we can play with anybody in the country. We can beat them, and it starts with Southern Cal. Now, USC stands for University of Spoiled Children. And most of the football players chose USC over UCLA because it's easier to spell. But I have great respect for Southern Cal and the people there, but it's not Notre Dame. We're Notre Dame and they ain't, and that says it all. You come to Notre Dame to get 2 educations. You come here, one, to get an education on how to make a living. The other education you get is an education on how to live. And I could never thank Notre Dame enough for giving me the opportunity to be here for 11 years. I love this place. I will be buried on campus. The alumni buried me every Saturday, so might as well. But it's just steady there. I'll tell you what. Yo, whoa, slow down. I wanted to attend Notre Dame, but they thought I wasn't smart enough to go to school here. They thought I was smart enough to coach here, which means you have to be smarter as a student than you do as a coach. But I leave you with this very last thought. If you want to be happy for an hour, eat a steak. You want to be happy for a day, play golf. You want to be happy for a week, go on a cruise. Going on a cruise like being in jail, except you have a chance to drown. You want to be happy for a month, buy a new car from Mike Leap. You want to be happy for a year, win the lottery. You want to be happy for a lifetime, give thanks every day that you're part of Notre Dame, because there's no place like it. And I want you to do 3 things for me tomorrow. The 3 things I want you to do for me tomorrow is cheer louder than you ever have. And remember this, when people need love and understanding and support the most, it's usually when they deserve it the least. So let's show everybody we're the best fans in the world you are, and cheer this team. Point number 2, I want you to conduct yourself with class like you always do. I've had more people say to me, I went there with the opposition, I've never been treated any better than the Notre Dame fans, and I'm proud of that. You should be proud of that also. The 3rd thing I want you to do, and the last thing, I want you to go tell Southern Cal to bring a damn lunch, because it's going to be a long-ass day for it.
Hello? How you doing? How you doing, Coach? Yeah, you did it, Coach. You did it. You got Coach, you got the one, I promise you. Jesus. How you doing, Coach? I appreciate you, Coach. I swear to goodness, I'm gonna come in there, I'm gonna do everything, and I promise y'all gonna get everything from me. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna change it. Yeah, bro, right here. Take a video, take a video, take a video.
Get the video. All day, baby, all day.
Yeah!
A lot of people here. All right. To Father John and Jack Schwarber, I am forever grateful for this opportunity to lead this football program. I'm ready. I'm ready for this challenge, and I'm ready to lead this program to the greatest heights. The chance to lead the football program at the University of Notre Dame is an opportunity of a lifetime, and I would never take that for granted. Being this leader of this program, it isn't about one person, and it never will be. Being the leader of this program is about understanding to be successful on this journey, it's going to take others, and we're going to have to do this as a team. And that's why doing it at the University of Notre Dame is so special. It's special because of the people. The people here make this opportunity special. The people that are currently here, the students, the faculty, the countless other people that step on this campus, the people that have come through Notre Dame and have planted themselves throughout the world. The Notre Dame network that at any moment, for any reason, will find you a solution. The players. I was looking for a term to describe you, and Katie helped me come up with one that really, really exemplifies what you are. You're exceptional thinkers. You're exceptional thinkers. You never look for the easy path. You never take most of you never take shortcuts. You're tireless workers, and you're committed to excellence in everything you do, and that's what separates you. Over the past few days, I've spoken to a lot of leaders that I respect for any advice on being a first-time head coach, and the answer has all been the same. Just be you. So who is Marcus Freeman? Well, I'm the son of a man who was in the Air Force for 26 years. I'm the son of a woman who was born in Korea that came over here in 1976. But I tell you that because that's who I am. I get my discipline, my work ethic, my honesty from my father. I get my unselfishness and others-centered focus from my mother. And that's exactly how I'll lead this football program. We will be disciplined. We will be tough. We will work tirelessly. But we will do it with the understanding that no one person, no one coach is more important than another. And as a team and as a family, we'll accomplish all of our goals. I plan on leading this team with an unwavering standard. We will call it the golden standard. So what is the golden standard? Number one is challenge everything. This is why I'm here. Our leaders challenge normalcy. Our athletic director, our president, challenge normalcy. Challenge everything is a mentality to find a better way. Number two is unit strength. Unit strength means love. It's making a choice to love your teammates. It's what turns players into a team. And number three is the competitive spirit. It's creating a winner's mindset. I believe that leaders are born, but winners are created. And you're created through intentional actions. And as I previously stated, this standard will be unwavering. And this is the standard that will drive this football program to its 12th national championship. Lastly, there's a few thank yous I want to give. I want to start with my wife, Joanna. My wife, my partner. Thank you for your unselfishness. Thank you for always being there and your support most of the time. You can be my toughest critic, but thank you for just being there. To my kids, Benny, Sienna, Gino, Rocco, Capri, Nico. Sorry, I got all six. There he is. You didn't ask for this. You didn't ask to share your dad, but you have to. And I love you. To Father Jenkins, Jack Swarber, thank you for challenging everything. Thank you for making a decision to believe in a 35-year-old first-time head coach. And I vow to work tirelessly to never disappoint you. I'll be back there laughing either. All right, to the board of trustees and countless others that approved my hire, thank you. My current and former players, you are my why. You are my motivation. You are the reason I get up every day and work as hard as I can. To see you all reach your goals, to see you all set a goal and live out a dream is what gives me my inspiration every day to do what I do. Last but not least, my parents. I've kind of told you their story, but I just want you to know when others say, just be yourself, I am me because of you. In closing, I'm ready to get to work. My sense of urgency is for right now. It's to make sure that this team is prepared on January 1st in the Fiesta Bowl to be victorious versus Oklahoma State. And that's where our focus will be. With that, I'll turn it over to Brady.
Van Dyke kicks it off. Picked up. Tyree. Here's Tyree with a lane. Tyree! Whoa! Can he get there? Tyree at the 30, 20, 10, touchdown! 98! Woo! 98! Big ones!
Hold my hand, everything will be okay. I heard from the heavens that clouds have been gray. Pull me close, wrap me in your aching arms. I see that you're hurting. Why'd you take so long to tell me you need me? I see that you're bleeding. You don't need to show me again. But if you decide to, I'll ride in this life with you. I won't let go till the end. So cry tonight, but don't you let go of my hand. You can cry every last tear. I won't need to understand. Promise me, just hold my hand. Raise your head, look into my wishful eyes. That fear that's inside you will lift, give it time. I can see everything you're blind to now. Your prayers will be answered. Let God whisper how to tell me you need me. I see that you're bleeding. You don't need to show me again. But if you decide to, I'll ride in this life with you. I won't let go till the end. So tonight, but don't you let go of my hand. You can cry every last tear. I won't need to understand. Promise you just hold my hand. Hold my hand, hold my hand, my hand. I'll be right here. Hold my hand. Hold my hand, hold my hand, my hand. I'll be right here. Hold my hand. I know you're scared and your pain isn't perfect, but don't you give up on yourself. I heard a story, a girl she once told me that I would be happy again. I heard from the heavens. Well, I remember the leaves are falling and far off music like pipes are calling. you grow.